Good afternoon to our esteemed guests and to our attendees attending the program. I'm Amit Vats, your host for the webinar from Informa Markets, and I welcome you to RE Master Talks, a webinar series from the presenters of REI, powered by Enphase Solar Energy Private Limited. Today, we connect on a live webinar, capture more value with world's most advanced microinverter for your residential and small commercial solar systems. With the world clearly moving towards green energy adoption to not just solve the energy crisis, but also to uphold the climate commitments, it is the perfect time for innovation to take a lead by bringing sustainable changes for all. I request all our attendees to keep on posting questions in the chat box whilst the presentations by the speakers are in progress, and also mark to whom the question is for. Your queries will be answered in the question answers session post all the presentations. If there are any unanswered questions, Enphase team will get in touch with you. I would also request all the attendees to answer the poll question at the end of the webinar and share your thoughts. The best 5 entries stand a chance of winning vouchers worth 3,000 each. I welcome Mr. Dave Ranhoff, Chief Commercial Officer, Enphase, for his keynote address. Dave joined the Enphase leadership team in 2017 with responsibility for sales, marketing, and service. Prior to Enphase, Dave was the president and CEO of GCL Solar Materials, a Sun Edison company. He has held a variety of executive positions, including Chief Operating Officer and Executive Vice President of Sales and Marketing. Welcome, Dave.
Welcome to Enphase. I'd really like to welcome you today to our Enphase event. We have an event going on called Capture More Value with Enphase in Solar. And we've got an exciting lineup. I know I chatted a bit with both Sunil and Manoj about what's going on. I really wish I could be there, but of course with travel being what it is, it's just very difficult. So I just want to take this chance to welcome you on behalf of everybody from the Enphase family, specifically from those folks here at headquarters in Fremont. We're actually in the heart of Silicon Valley in a town called Fremont, California. I'd love someday for you to get a chance to visit us here. It's really an incredible place, and it's where we have a lot of our innovation, a lot of our ideas, and we run the company from this location. We also have a very, very strong presence in India. India is a very, very important market to us. If you think about the company, we have about 1,600 people at Enphase, and over 1,000 of them are in India. Additionally, we're manufacturing now in India, in Chennai, with a partner. So we're very, very committed to India, both from a technology point of view, an R&D and a development point of view, and a manufacturing point of view. And we want to bring a made in India product to the people. And we think the people of India would really value and really appreciate our quality and our products, particularly a made in India product. So we're super excited to be launching that, and you'll hear more from Manoj and Sunil as we go forward on exactly what that means. So the first thing I would like to do is just tell you a little bit about the company. The company was founded in 2006, so quite some time ago, but in some regards not that long ago. And it was founded by 2 gentlemen that really started the company. They had left the telecom industry where they had done some amazing innovation, and they brought that spirit to solar. They basically looked at the solar industry and said, man, everybody's doing things the exact same way. People build this big string inverter. And if you think about a string inverter, it has to switch a lot of power, a lot of volts, a lot of amps, which inherently mean reliability. Physics states the more amps and volts you try to switch through anything, the more reliability issues you will have. So they says, we got to do things completely differently. We should do what we did in telecom we should do that in energy. So they developed a completely different architecture, which is a distributed architecture and an AC coupled system, not a DC system. Several advantages. Number one, on a distributed architecture, instead of having this one big inverter, they went and invented what's called the microinverter. And they took a problem, instead of switching 6,000 volts or 12,000 volts or huge amounts of power, they're switching small amounts of power, 370, 340 watts. So again, much more reliable, much smaller. Secondly, they developed everything in what we now know is an IoT, an Internet of Things approach, never done before in solar. So they invented a product that is small, it's compact, and it's all semiconductor-based, software-defined. So very much like a cell phone. If you look at your cell phone, that cell phone can be a cell phone. It can be a browser. It can be a television set. It can be a picture album, a photo album, whatever you want it to be, because it's software defined. That's exactly what the two founders, Raghu and Martin, did in the energy sector. They said, let's build a platform that is semiconductor-based, software-defined, hence the microinverter. Incredibly reliable, because again, all ICs, and if you look how reliable integrated circuits are today and products built on integrated circuits, incredibly reliable compared to big inverters that switch a lot of volts, a lot of amps, as I said before. So bottom line is they wanted a completely different architecture, a distributed architecture, and everything in AC. Again, the benefits on distributed is no single point of failure. You have all these small microinverters all over the roof, and the bottom line, what it means is if any one fails, the others still work. Every panel has a microprocessor and the power of that processor on every panel. So you distribute the problem instead of bringing everything to one single point of failure. So again, reliability was number one. Number two is innovation. We're able to innovate much more rapidly because everything's done in semiconductors. Everything's done in our custom ASICs and our custom chips. So we've really taken this energy to the 21st and 22nd century by using semiconductor technology instead of big, clunky iron, right? So again, very, very different approach that really gives us those key attributes. So why Enphase? You know, you're sitting today, you're trying to serve your customer, you're running your business, you're trying to figure out how can I be a better supplier to my customer, how can I provide better services, et cetera, et cetera. So why would you consider Enphase? I'd say number one is the first two things I just said. It's innovation. This is the best product in the world. Nobody can compete with it. And we're hands down the best technology choice made in 2006 by Martin and by Raghu, who built this platform and built this architecture and started developing it. And number two, it's the most reliable. And I'll tell you a story about reliability. We measure reliability in what we call defect parts per million, DPPM. Defect parts per million. What that means is out of 1 million units you ship, how many will have a defect? And at Enphase, we think of everything that goes wrong as a defect. How do we stamp out that defect and make sure we never see it again? So in our reliability, in measuring everything and looking at defect parts per million, we drive out defects. Today with our IQ series microinverters, we're at 500 defect parts per million, DPPM. So that's a failure rate of 0.05%. If you compare that to most string inverters in the market, they'll tell you their failure rates are 2 to 3%. That sounds good, but what that means is 2 to 3% out of 1 million. So if you compare it, out of 1 million units they ship, that means 20 to 30,000 units will be coming back to the factory. 20 to 30,000 units versus Enphase, 500 units will be coming back. That helps us run a much more efficient company, it helps us reduce our cost, and more importantly, it helps our customer, our homeowner, have a much more reliable solution, a much more reliable system that they can use for years and years and years to come without any failures. So we're super proud of the quality, and that is the absolute most important thing we think about. Number one, safety. Number two, quality. Safety because everything's AC coupled. Give you an example. In the US, we passed legislation here several years ago on something called Rule 21. What that means is that we have a code that says you have to be able to shut the power of the panel down in the event of any emergency. So for example, let's say a house catches on fire, Lord forbid. Your house catches on fire. Firemen come to your home to help put out the fire. They have to get up on the roof. The first thing they do is they flood it with water. They're trying to put the fire out. Then you have people coming up on the roof to try to open up the heat centers to get the heat out. And can you imagine string inverters on the roof, 800 volts on the roof and water, and the firemen having to go up into that environment? They absolutely hate it. It's dangerous. On our systems, everything's AC coupled. Two things happen. Number one, we have rapid shutdown. So you pull one switch, zero power coming out of the panels. Number two, there was never that much power there in the first place because everything's AC coupled. You have AC coming off the roof. You don't have high voltage, dangerous DC coming off the roof. So number one, we think we have the safest solution in the world. Number two, the most reliable solution in the world. And the third thing I'll tell you is the only third thing we have to do is provide a very easy to do business with profile. So if you look at Enphase, what we've done is we've invested in a couple new software companies. We're bringing new services to the market. We acquired a company in Noida, India, that does a lot of permitting for the US. So we're trying to make it easier and easier and easier for our installers to have a great experience with Enphase. So if you think about a journey that an installer would be on, first you have to learn. So we have Enphase University as a learning platform. Then you want to design a system. So we have design tools. Then you want to be able to get a proposal. We have proposal generating tools. Then you want to be able to get to your homeowner and sell a solution. We have sales tools to help you sell. You then want to be able to provide service over the life of the system. We have 24/7 service and a team of people standing by to help. So our mantra is, let's make it really easy. Our lifeblood is you, the installer. We cannot reach a homeowner without you. We can develop the technology, we can develop the solutions, but we need great partners like you to reach our homeowners. So we've announced something called the Enphase Installer Network. You may hear about this in the next few days. The EIN, the Enphase Installer Network. It's our team of trusted installers around the country, around the world, that we work with and that we help to bring solutions to the market and to bring value to our customers that's unsurpassed. So our objective, again, is to provide the most innovative solutions with the highest quality and the most ease of doing business, make it easy for you to work with us. So we're hopeful we're doing that. In the next couple days, as you go through the materials today and you think about it and you look at your business, please give us some feedback. We really want to hear from you. Are we doing everything we possibly can to help you and to help your company become super successful? Are we doing everything we possibly can so that your homeowners have a terrific experience with you as an installer and us as a technology provider? It's the most important thing we're going to do. It seriously is. So as I look back, just a little bit about my history. I joined Enphase about 4 years ago. I was very fortunate to join at a time when the company was just coming through the first growth wave after going through some difficult periods of time. And I just have loved it here. I mean, it's been a great place to work. I've seen us really build this company rapidly, hire a lot of people in India, hire people in the United States, people in Europe. We're a very global company, and we're just continuing to grow. So, but some of my experiences when I first came here were quite enlightening. The first thing I saw is a company that had, as I said earlier, great innovation, great quality. I had come from a lot of technology companies. I had spent 6 years working in high tech, where I was CEO of a startup. We sold that company to SunEdison. Maybe many of you have heard of SunEdison. And then, of course, it went to GCL. I worked in that company for some period of time, where we developed all the technology for modules. So polysilicon, crystal growth, wafering, cells, modules. We did the whole thing. So we had semiconductor plants, solar plants around the world. We had technology around the world. And so I had a lot of history around technology and technology building blocks. Before that, I was 23 years in semiconductors. Started at a company as a field applications engineer, going out and technically helping customers solve problems. And 23 years later, I became the CEO. And this was a large public company here in the United States. We provided test systems and solutions to all the major IC suppliers, including Intel, including Siemens, which is now Infineon, including companies like ST Microelectronics, Philips, Micron Technology, many of the leading semiconductor companies. So I had an aptitude when I looked at Enphase to think about it through a technology lens, think about it through a lens of innovation, because that's how I grew up. And what I saw is exactly what I said: amazing innovation in technology. And one thing I really love about this company is the quality. We are so laser focused on quality. And I never had that in my life before. I would many times have to apologize when something broke, when something wasn't working. I'd have to go and say, yeah, I'm sorry, let me see what I can do to help. I have to tell you, at Enphase, I don't have to do that. This is the most reliable product you'll ever have. And I really hope you have that experience in India, that you get a chance to see these products in action and really see just how incredibly reliable they are. So anyway, that's a little bit of my experience and how I got here. So my hope for you, we're going to have a seminar, you're going to go through this material, you're going to get a chance to talk to a lot of people and hear from a lot of people. I just hope that you have an amazing experience, that you learn a lot, that you have a chance to absorb this, that you have a chance to think about this, and you can look, does this make sense for me? Is this something I think that works for me, works for my company, works for my customer? And I would love to hear from you, would love to hear your feedback. What do we do well? What don't we do well? And one thing you'll find we are is incredibly transparent. We'll tell you what we think we do well and where we have problems. And we will continuously work day and night, ruthlessly, to drive out defects, to bring the best solutions to you and to your customers that we possibly can. So again, thank you for giving me the chance to say a few words. I wish I could be there with you. It's just a little difficult at this time. But bottom line, I wish you health. Please take care of yourselves and your families. I know COVID is very tough right now in India. My heart goes out to you, to all our employees, to all our partners. I know it's really tough right now. I'm super hopeful this is a short-lived time. We just value you so much. We're fully committed to India. As I said, 1,000 out of 1,600 people work there, plus we manufacture there. So we're really committed, and I just love your country. It's an amazing place to visit, something I really enjoy. And I actually remember the first time I went to Bangalore, I was amazed. I got off the airplane, I went through the airport, all I see is technology signs. People waiting for people at Intel, people for Facebook, people from Google, it's Uber signs, everything. And I was like, wow, this really is the technology hub. And I'm super glad we're based in that technology hub. We've attracted great talent. We have some amazing employees that work for us in India, and we're blessed to be there. So again, I just want to thank you for giving me the chance to kick this thing off, to say a few words, to welcome you to Enphase. Greetings from our corporate headquarters here in Silicon Valley to every one of you in India. I wish you the very best, and I wish you absolute health and happiness, and your families are well and well protected. Again, so thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you soon, and have a great seminar.
Thank you so much, Dave, for such a wonderful presentation. We surely look forward to have you with us in India once the pandemic subsides. Now, may I please invite Mr. Sunil Thamaran, Vice President and Managing Director, Enphase India. Sunil's journey with Enphase started in 2017, setting up the India office, whereby he created a strong engineering and business management team to support global operations. Sunil is a semiconductor product engineering, renewable energy design engineering, and business management leader with 30 years of experience. He has held leadership roles at Cypress Semiconductor and Sun Edison. Welcome, Sunil.
Hey, thank you, Amit, and welcome all to this webinar.
Pleasure to have you, Sunil. Sunil, we would want to know that over the last 4 years, Enphase has made significant progress in its India operations. Can you talk about the journey so far and the accomplishments?
Yes, sure. I'll be very happy to talk about that. Well, I joined Enphase in you said 2017. I'm coming up on 4 years very soon here. And when I first discussed this opportunity with my CEO, Badri, 4 years ago, it was very clear to me that what we needed to do first was to hire a lot of talent in engineering, marketing, supply chain, etc., and then help the company at that time, which was in a bit of trouble 4 years ago. So in 2017, we were really a small team, a 20-member team, really started actually making some impact to the company. But today, we are sitting here with 1,100 employees in the country, and which actually includes a very strategic acquisition that we made in Noida, 2 months ago. And what that group does is basically providing the engineering design services for the customers, our installer customers in the US. And we'll take that service to the other regions like Europe, and then maybe to Australia, maybe eventually to India to service. And what we want to do is to provide even the design service to our installers, from our platform, so that we are seen as a very high quality, service provider too. So in India, we almost do everything now, from end-to-end product development, business operations management, and we also do manufacturing now, and with a partner in Chennai. So for me, looking back, it has been a tremendous journey with a lot of great accomplishments, and which I didn't imagine 4 years ago when I took this job.
Thanks, Sunil. The company has definitely come a long way from when you joined in 2017, and we definitely look forward for the company to go way further from here.
Yeah.
So, Sunil, what are the Enphase India's future plans, say, in next 2 to 3 years?
Okay. So obviously, we will grow a lot in engineering, because this is the place we can get the best quality talent, right? So we'll grow a lot in engineering, especially in the software area. Like Dave was mentioning that, we are a very heavily software-defined product and systems. So that's an area we are investing very heavily on. So we will be looking to acquire a lot of niche skills like artificial intelligence, data science, machine learning, etc. And then we will do that by either by hiring or even by looking at very strategic partnerships with small or medium companies here. So we are 1,100 employees now. I see us getting to 1,400 by end of the year. And if we keep up with that kind of pace and opportunities, I see us getting to 2,300 by 2023 or so. That's how we are in terms of headcount. Now, coming to the business side, we are continuously monitoring this market. We've been doing that for the last 2 to 3 years. This is a very different market, and what we see is that we need to really choose our segment rightly here. We are a premium solutions provider, so we will choose the segment also in that way. So we will choose the premium segment, premium partners, and also look for niche opportunities that we can create with our premium solutions. So that's what we're going to do with this market. It's a very important market for us.
Great. So there are a lot of opportunities coming in with Enphase in coming few years.
Yes, a lot of opportunities. Yes.
Right. Sunil, how important is the Indian solar market for Enphase?
Well, it's actually very, very important for us. And to me personally, it's actually very strategically important, because I came to this company not just to do the engineering, development work, but I wanted to really, see an opportunity here, whether we can do something really to transform this rooftop solar market here in India. So being one of the largest solar market, India has some unique challenges and opportunities, by the way. So a distributed solar system like what we provide can actually help solve some of the issues that we face here. For example, rural India has energy access issues. They don't have energy. While urban India, the cities and towns have the problem of energy bills. They want to reduce the bills. So we can come in with as small as like one panel, one inverter solution to start solving this problem. Both ways, we can provide energy to the rural India with one panel, one inverter. We can start reducing the energy bill for the other segment, with one panel, one inverter solution. So looking at the market, residential and small commercial solar market is really growing in India. What we can help is to keep this growth, by influencing policy making, by influencing training, by making this solar benefits very popular, become or make people aware of the solar benefits, etc. So we are working on some of the unique products and solutions to really come to this market and transform this market soon.
Great, thanks, Sunil. So Sunil, how do you think will the Indian installers and customers benefit from the Enphase microinverters and say other planned products for the future?
Okay. See, we are now selling our basic grid-tied microinverters and the accessories in India now. So over the last 2 years, our team here has established a pretty good presence in terms of serving premium segments like apartment communities and villa communities, small commercial business, etc. One big opportunity outside that we see is the off-grid solutions. So India has a lot of off-grid market, where there is no real power. And in our case, we are working on bringing in an off-grid microinverter very soon to India, maybe by next year. And I think my colleague Harsha will talk about that later in this session. And we will also have a dual version of that. Dual version means, two panel connected to one inverter version of that, which will make it, even more affordable for the customers in Indian kind of market. And these two products actually we think will be game changers in this market. Apart from that, we have the storage solutions that is now available in the US. We are now working on qualifying those, high quality premium storage solutions also for Indian market, international market, and that will also come to this market maybe by end of the year. And there is another thing that we are doing, which is we are working on a very small portable storage solution, and which can really have the potential of completely, changing the home inverter segment with a very high quality solution that we can provide with 10-year warranty, by the way. So there are things like that we are working for this market, and having a great team here in India helps us to look at some of these opportunities and create certain solutions for this market. And that's why I'm very proud of this team that we have here. So Enphase is here basically to also help the installers. One thing that I wanted to mention is that about our digital platform. David also mentioned that a bit. So we have a comprehensive digital platform where the customers can come and inquire and create leads for us, where our installers also can join this platform, get trained, get more information about the products. They can get leads, business leads from us, and they can actually get the delivery done by the platform. They can get the customer service done by platform. So everything. So end-to-end delivery can happen through this platform. So since we are investing a lot on this digital platform from our side, what installers can do is you can come and onboard with us and go digital with us, and that's the benefit that you'll get by joining Enphase in this journey here in India. So we are here to really transform this market with premium solutions, and we're already starting to see the traction in this market. And with this kind of new products that we're going to bring in this market, we think India will become a very, very significant region for us in future.
Thank you so much, Sunil, for sharing your progressive views with us. I wish you all the best, and I wish Team Enphase also all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amit.
Right. May I now invite Mr. Vinod Shankar Ravi, Senior Regional Sales Manager, to share his presentation. To give you a background about Vinod, Vinod has 12 years of industry experience, 7 years in solar industry. Currently, he's responsible for developing North and West region sales, distribution management, building premium installer network, and B2C India sales. The topic of Vinod's presentation is how installers can attract premium customers using microinverters. Welcome, Vinod.
Thank you, Amit. I'll just share my screen. Hope the screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So thank you for the kind introduction, Amit, and welcome to all the attendees. And I hope each one of you are safe and taking care in these tough times. So Enphase Home Energy Solutions. So this is the products and the accessories which comes with Enphase microinverters. So the orange blocks which you're seeing are the microinverters, which gets underneath which each of the modules. And these microinverters are connected with each other via cables and accessories, which is again provided by Enphase. And they get connected with Enphase Envoy. As Dave also mentioned, and as Sunil also mentioned, Enphase microinverters is a very niche intersection of semiconductor plus software. So this Enphase Envoy is not only a data logger, which captures information from the rooftop solution, but also communicates with the cloud. And also if there are any issues on the site, it helps in debugging and removing any bugs, troubleshooting, and so forth. And we have the Enphase Installer Toolkit, where an installer can log in, actually have look at the system module-wise. You can look at the module-wise monitoring, how the productions is, how the power, voltage, current, and so forth. And same, we have a portal for the consumer, Enphase Enlighten, where the end user can log in and see the data, what his particular site. And as Sunil also mentioned, we will be coming up with Enphase battery as a storage solution in the near future. So as you saw in Dave's keynote, Enphase, key advantages of performance, reliability, safety, simplicity, and intelligence. I will just briefly take you through each of these points during my presentation. So performance. So Enphase core value proposition is that the entire solution, is a distributed architecture. So what happens in a string inverter typically is that in a string inverter, the modules are connected in series and the current is constant in series. So power is equal to voltage into current, the current remains constant. And if by any chance, if any of the module, is underperforming because of shadow, because of dust, or the module itself has some issue, the non-performance of that particular module affects the performance of all the other modules, irrespective that those modules are actually doing their job under the climatic conditions. Because again, the lowest performing current sort of hovers the entire series in a string inverter. Unlike Enphase microinverter, where there is no single point of failure, even if one module is under shadow, dust, fog, or any other climatic condition, or the module itself is not working, the non-performance of that particular module does not affect the performance of the adjacent module. The adjacent module continues to perform at its peak, whatever efficiency under those climatic conditions. So this typically, results in an extra generation capability using an Enphase microinverter versus, a string or a traditional system. Because typically in residential or small commercial, we do see utilities, we do see adjacent buildings which can reflect shadow on the modules. Dust, fog is a pretty typical behavior in Indian environmental conditions. And there is something called burst technology, which is Enphase technology. What happens is that Enphase microinverters store small tickles of power in low light conditions from the modules, and the moment they have enough power, they burst the complete energy. So what happens is that when during sunrise and during sunset, the inverter starts earlier during a sunrise, and it can go off for a longer period of time during sunset. So this burst technology, with the ability that a non-performance of one module does not affect the performance of other module, these two factors help to have a better generation. And as per our installers, it leads to approximately 8 to 10% more generation than a traditional inverters, which they have encountered in their day-to-day activities. Similarly, as you see the microinverter, it's a very sleek, simple microinverter, and it weighs about 1 kg. So it also reduces your installation time when you're installing the system on the roof. Typically, it takes less than 40% of the time than a string inverter to install. And also, this system gives an opportunity for your customers to have a compatibility, compatibility system, future-proof system. So typically in India, the solar industry is in a little nascent stage. People want to, try a small system and then, upgrade to a larger system. So for example, your consumer or a customer might say that I want to go with a 3 kilowatt system today. And then after 6 months, 12 months, I want to go with another 3 kilowatt system because I want to see how this particular system performs and so forth. With the string inverter, these are two separate systems. But in a microinverter, system, he can also upgrade the system every 6 months, every 9 months. He can install 4 modules, 5 modules, each module with an inverter, and he can, have a compatible modular system. And even if that particular point of time is only getting higher wattage panel than what he has produced 6 months, 9 months before, not a problem. You can connect different wattage of modules in the same system. We have done that and we have demonstrated in the Indian market. So this is a huge advantage for a consumer, because as in when he has money, he can invest. And for you as an installer, the consumer, you get a consumer for life, because then he is happy. There's a strong word of mouth also, because he says, hey, there's a system where you can try and keep on adding it as you go along. Safety. This is something which is very critical for any premium consumer customer who is putting on his villa, on his roof, on his house, on his apartment. Safety is extremely important. So what is DC versus AC? So we all know about anti-aligning. So typically all string inverters are compatible or compatible to the IEC standards, which is anti-aligning. The moment you switch off the grid, the inverter is switched off. Yes, the inverter is switched off. The AC part of the inverter is off, but is the DC part is off? Actually, no, because you cannot switch off the sun. The sun is producing the energy, and the panels also produce a fixed voltage during the switch off time, which is about 35 to 40 volts. And when you connect in a series of 15 to 20 modules in a string inverter, you're going to get about 600 to 800 volt of DC, which is extremely, extremely dangerous. Any arcing, somebody comes in contact, can be devastating to the family which has installed a solar system. So his children might be playing, his old parents might be using the roof. And also, as per Indian National Building Code, for firefighters, for disaster management teams, if there is a flood or earthquake, there has to be a roof access. And imagine somebody going there, switching off the system, thinking the system is off, and then cuts the wire of a DC 800 volt, can be pretty dangerous. And this is an extremely important component of the entire advantage of Enphase, which needs to be told to a customer, and a premium customer typically agrees that he wants a safer system when he's doing an investment, especially for looking at a time period of 20-25 years. So where we play, so as Sunil mentioned, we play in niche or premium areas of residential segment globally and small commercial market. In India, we are following the global trend. 80% of our business comes from residential market, but we have also seen some capture of Inphase microinverters at apartments, at premium villas, and which is encouraging. So what our installers, how do they capture value? As I said, performance, non-performance of one module does not affect the performance of other module. So it helps in high generation, global quality and reliability. As Dave said, it's a global product. All these inverters are IP67. String inverters are typically IP65. These are all drugged products, supposed to take all the weather conditions. Reliable, defects is only at 500 pieces per 10 lakh pieces, versus a string inverter, which is as high as 30,000 pieces against 10 lakh pieces. Modular and future-proof. Customer can build the system as he likes and as he has the money. Very intelligent, software-driven system, and a very, very safe system. It's a safer system. It's a completely purely AC system, which is used here. And all our appliances, think of it, are all AC. So it's a completely safe system. And if you see the installation pictures also of the premium villas and apartments, and then recently, one of the very large builders in Bangalore, we just commissioned a system of over 200 kilowatt plus in Bangalore for a premium apartment. So these are the customers who value this kind of advantages and willing to go for a good, solid premium system. So now I'll take you through a little bit of Enlighten software. So the Enlighten software is split into two parts. One, of course, is installer toolkit, where as an installer, you can see number of sites. If you have 100 sites installed with Enphase, you can see all the sites there. And My Enlighten obviously is for the end consumer or the end customer who can see his particular site, his particular residential or a small commercial or a large commercial site. And this is how the view is for the installer. If you look at that, it's an 8.5 kilowatt system, and this is the exact layout. And you can see you are able to see each and every module's performance at that particular point of time. The screenshot is a capture at a particular time in the day, and you can see that. And this is what the point I was saying. There is a module producing 2.14 kilowatt hour. Could be because of shadow, could be because of dust, could be because of module mismatch. And there is a module which is also producing 2.47 kilowatt hour. And if it was a string inverter, all the system for this, all the modules will actually drop to 2.14. But if you see an average of this, it's actually producing 2.33 kilowatt hour against 2.14, which a string inverter would produce. And there you get about 7 to 8% extra generation. And if you see there, in April, the per day units has been 5.3 units, and the maximum yield in April has gone as high as 6.65 units per day. So that's for one single day, which is extremely high, and otherwise the average has been 5.3. So you can see that for a very heavily software-driven product, this is how you see the image Each module can be captured, the data, everything is captured here. And using these features, our installers are able to pitch a very rock solid solution to the end premium customers to install state of the art, and we have a peace of mind that these systems are run for 20-25 years and their investment is absolutely safe. Thank you from my side. Over to you, Amit.
Thank you, Manoj, for a lovely presentation. Thank you so much. May I now invite Mr. Manoj Gopalan Nair, Senior Director Sales India, to share his presentation. A little background about Manoj. Manoj has almost 3 decades of experience in sales and marketing. And Manoj is currently sales leader at Enphase Energy since May 2020. He has leadership experience in business development, distribution channel management, account management, and customer relationship management. The topic for Manoj's presentation is Installer Testimonials, Enphase Installer Network, India Plans, Benefits, and Digital Marketing for Market Expansion. Manoj, the screen is all yours.
Thank you. So let me start with what our platinum partners like to talk about us. These are the testimonials from Divakar, EcoSearch, and Renexon. All of them are our premium partners. So if you look at, they all have a similarity in on their testimonials. They are, it's about the technology advantages which you have heard from Dave and Vinod in the past slides, and they are reinstating. And these technological advantages are helping them to win more business and help more customers to have a highly technology, efficient and reliable solar system to their customers. I'll just pause for 30 seconds. Let's look at some of our gold partners to say. So Anilka is in Rajasthan Kota, and they're talking about how they have been able to win the project or the systems based on the future-proof solutions. So our solutions are modular, and it is designed for future. And Suitless Energy is in Chennai, and they're talking about the ruggedness and the safety of the reliability of the operations. It's an IP67 based product. So Urja is able to win. Urja Solar in Nagpur is able to win premium customers to the simplicity and the performance they are getting. It's a very highly flexible design, and it's a plug and play installation for an installer to install. Some of the upcoming gold installers, all of them are silver installers today, but they have been they have qualified to become a gold installer in the last few weeks. So I would like to touch upon what Hindranese would like to say. Hindranese testimonial says that they are already taking advantage of all the features and the benefits of the system that we heard about. And the main thing he tried on is the flexibility and the design installation. Sunsen is been able to win more customers with the intelligent data to Enlighten portal, and also they heavily rely on the Envoy connectivity to monitor the system anytime and anywhere in the world once it is a connected system. USolar is an installer in Bangalore, and they have been heavily winning projects and helping customers to reduce the shading effect and get to increase the energy generation for the systems. So Winston is also a premium. Their strategy is to win premium customers through differentiations. So they look at the intelligence, the performance of the system, and the scalability of the system from a smaller system into a bigger system. And the implementation advantage. This is how our customers are, satisfying the customer, helping customers to have a more robust, highly efficient solar systems on the roof. So now let us look at, what is there for how, what's the criteria for an Enphase installer network. So these are premium product installers. We have them all across India. And it's kind of a long-term engagement with the company and with the homeowner or the small commercial owner. The key benefits these partners are going to bring to the customers, these installers are being seen as a differentiated from it's a crowded installer market because of the unique product offering capabilities they have. And they are, like as Sunil mentioned, these installers, they look at selling the value. When you sell a value, you get extract more money for the system and more you will be able to sell more benefits to the customers. And these installers are the first preference for them to sell an Enphase technology products. And they have an absolute visibility to see the system at any point of time. They don't have to go visit the customer sites when they hear a problem, because we have the cloud connected Enlighten capability for our systems, and it's kind of a peace of mind because the more the reliable system, the less the hurdles for an installer to face. So how are we what's the structure of this Enphase installer network? Today, we have installers in 3 different levels. The entry level is Enphase Silver network, and then comes to the mid-level Gold network, and then comes to the Platinum network. And the benefit that when an installer crosses 10 successful installations and we have a good customer feedback, so we enroll them as a Silver installer. The Gold installer will go to 25 plus systems, and the Platinum installer goes to 50 plus systems. One thing we are very particular about is the customer experience and the feedback from the customers. After every installation, we collect the feedback from the customer. It really helps both Enphase and our partners to improve if there is anything needs to be improved. So currently, we have launched this project in the month of March. And we are supposed to send a welcome kit, and it comprises some branded T-shirts, branded apparels, and crystal awards, and a jacket. So this will be dispatched because as soon as the pandemic shutdowns are over, and we're just waiting for an appropriate time to send it across to our partners. And we also have benefits to the partners. So we have a warranty extension for our systems from 10 to 15 to 15 to 20, 20 to 25. So depending on the level of the partners, they enjoy additional discounts. They will be able to pass it on to the customers and win more business for them. So we also, we also have a program to develop leads for the installer partners and help them win more and more business. And they have accessibility to the new products, and they also have accessibility to the executive management. And if we are on allocation, they also get a preference for supplies. So in general, we treat this as a very strategic relationship with our partners, and we are the partners will join us as a Silver. Very soon we are seeing them migrating into the Gold and into the Platinum, because we just started only about 3 months back. So you see that we've already shortlisted 4 of our partners to the next level in a short span of 3 months. So Sunil talked about the digital marketing. Digital marketing is pervasive everywhere, and the digital sales we are seeing in anything and everything is available through digital sales. So we have a focused group of digital marketing team members in our company. Their charter is to technology, to share the technological benefits to the solar buyers, because the market for solar is not highly knowledgeable, and there are many technologies available, but people do not know the pros and cons of each technologies. So we reach out to the homeowners or the actual solar buyers through social media and Google Ads, and let them know, what product are available and what's the technology is about. So, and we also started, a solar system estimator is something we designed. which will be launched into our website. The customers who comes to our website will with the click of a couple of buttons or sharing a very brief information about the energy usage and energy bill information, they should be able to design a complete system information for them. And it also gives them the ROI for the system for the next 25 years. So solar is not it's a capital investment, it's a return on investment. It definitely pays off over a period of 25 years. So Enphase can make a difference here because our systems are designed for 25 years of operations. So once the leads are captured, we have a internal sales ISRs and all they have business development executives. They talk to these leads and clarify them about all the if they have any doubts about any of these technologies, and also after qualification they pair it with the Enphase installer network partners, because they are the partners. They've been certified by us. They are the EAN partners. Technical team has undergone a training from our team, and they are certified people. So the end customers get the best service from these partners. So what else we offer to the installers? So our technical teams offer them SLD designs and reviews. We have installation, commission, monitoring support for the systems, and our FAE team has been conducting bi-weekly training. We are seeing phenomenal enrollment for this program. On an average, 40 to 50 people attend this training once in 2 weeks. Our warranty of the product is 10 years, and which is extendable up to 25 years at a very nominal price. And we are running our customer support team in Bangalore office. It's an online ticketing system, and we monitor every the request coming to our portal, and we get it resolved. The beauty of it is about 90% of the cases we are being able to solve the problem without site visit, and this is very, very important feature, and it is where we stand out from the rest of the crowded market. Because we in a situation like pandemic, we don't want any homeowners do not want anyone to go to their homes and visit them. So we will be able to help them in such situations. So one good thing you'll be hearing very soon is we are launching our 24/7 customer support from the next quarter in India. So anytime of the day or the night, if you have a problem, you have someone to attend to your queries. So this is going to be a significant investment and a commitment to to India customers from Enphase side. The summary, we have a product which is very premium, which is technologically very, very advanced and very efficient and reliable in the market, which really needs premium installers who understand the technology, who would be able to provide the best service experience to the customers. So we look for adding installers all across the country, and we will have consistent programs coming up with the EANs to give the best experience to our customers. Thank you.
Thank you, Manoj. Thank you so much for your presentation. It was lovely and very informative. I would now like to invite Mr. Harsha Venkatesh, Director of Product Line Management, MBU, to present his presentation. A small background about Harsha. Harsha has a leadership experience in building teams and enabling growth in semiconductor and solar industry. Currently, he's involved in building product management, product marketing, and marketing intelligence functions at Enphase India. The topic for Harsha's presentation is Microinverter Product Roadmap, Future Products, and India-Specific Solutions. Welcome, Harsha.
Thank you, Amit. It's a great pleasure to be speaking with all of you. I think in the present times, it is really great to be interfacing and interacting. I hope to make my presentation interesting for you guys. I know that you're 50 plus minutes into the meeting here, so hopefully you will like what I am showing you guys. Let me share my screen. So I'll be talking briefly about the roadmap and solutions, what we have going into the future. So essentially, I'll touch upon three aspects when we are looking at roadmap. The first aspect would be on the microinverters. What next will come out in the microinverter space? Second aspect is, do we have a separate solution? Sunil talked about the portable power station. The third aspect is on the Encharge, which is the storage. So we'll talk about all of these three. Here is a simple one slider which shows about the progress of Enphase from the time Raghu and Martin started the company all the way till where we are today. So you'd notice that every time a microinverter is introduced, obviously there are a few things which are happening. One is it is becoming much more powerful. You would notice that the wattage is going up as we go further. And the second thing which is happening is it is becoming sleeker, much more software controlled, and it's a lot more reliable, right? So today we are on the 7th generation. You would notice in India, we have the IQ7 Plus, the IQ7A. As we go into the future, through 2021, we will have the IQ8 series. So we will have the IQ8D series, which is, I believe, a lot more interesting for India, because we in India want cost competitive solutions, right? And we want all the features which are currently available with the best of the best products. So that is what IQ8D tries to capture. Okay, with that, let me go to IQ8D. So IQ8D is going to be a 720 watt AC microinverter. So with the one inverter, essentially what you could do is attach two panels, and you could go around 450 watts. You could also go upwards to 500 watts on the panel side. And this product is going to offer similar type of features, quality, functions. It's also going to be a grid agnostic product. So you will have a 50% higher power density. What does that mean? So this product is going to be roughly around 50% bigger than the current IQ7, what you see in the market. So it's going to have a similar 500 DPPM reliability standard, and it's going to be very highly efficient with 97% efficiency. So that's about IQ8D. So the next product which I am extremely happy to talk about, and I think each of us has a product like this in our home. What we are calling the system here is called as the portable power station. It's nothing but a solar plus storage system which can actually replace your home UPS or home inverter. Okay, this product will be introduced by Q4 of this year. So September, October timeframe, we should have this product out. It's going to look really beautiful. It's a very sleek product. And the way to look at this product is it has storage and it has solar within the box itself. So what you could do is you could charge this box from either the standard grid. You could plug it into an electricity socket and charge it, or you could expand with foldable panels. So you can buy a small foldable solar panel, like 400 watt panel or whatever it is, and you could charge the box. Or the third thing is you could also additionally add separate boxes if you want to expand. Okay. So these are the input mechanism. The output is pretty standard. You will have multiple sockets on the box itself. You will have various USB sockets, and you can also have like a 12-volt socket. It's like the cigarette lighter, what you have, cigarette lighter outlet on the car port. All of these can be controlled through a LCD panel. It's going to be really sleek, extremely beautiful, and very easy to carry around. You would also have data connectivity through the app. Just like the simple Enlighten app, you should be able to control all of this, and you can have remote upgrades, for example. And you could also, for example, switch on and off some of these ports. So you will have the smart features. Specifications are, you will have around 1.3 kilowatt hour of rating of the battery. It's a NMC battery, and the usable capacity is very, very high. The power output, the continuous power output would be 1.2 kilowatts. And the peak would be 2 times of that, which is also very important in India, because if you want to run high loads, you want to have higher power. It'll have a 5-year warranty, and essentially we are looking at this product as a UPS replacement in your homes and much more. You can actually carry this product around if you're going, somewhere. If you're traveling, you could carry this product. It's like less than, around 20 kilograms. We are currently thinking it'll end up at around 20 kilograms. The last aspect which I wanted to talk about is on the storage. So essentially you would have heard about Encharge, which is the storage which we have in the US. So the same product would be coming to India. It would likely take the second half of next year. So 10 kilowatt hour, 3.5 kilowatt hour, completely reliable storage system. And you can control the whole thing with an app. And it'll be part of our Enphase ensemble system. So let me go to the next slide to briefly explain what that means. So ensemble is basically a self-sufficient system where you have the microinverters on the roof, you have the Encharge battery, and then you have the combiner or the Npower. Npower is basically a switch which controls the switching off from the grid if there is a power outage, and all of this can be speaking with your Enlighten cloud. So you have two types of situations. One is the whole home backup, where you can back up your entire home when you are connecting the Npower to your load center or the main panel. On the other hand, you could also have a smaller Encharge, and you could connect only those critical loads if you want, which needs to be backed up during power failure. And the non-critical loads, you could just leave it as is from your main panel. Those are the two ways you could have partial home as well as full home backup. The ability of the entire system working as a self-sufficient system is really interesting and beautiful. So I have my last slide where I briefly touch upon what is the essence of ensemble, right? Ensemble is a all AC network where you have like all of your distributed energy resources like solar, grid. You could even have like an external third-party generator, in future a EV vehicle, fuel cell, for example, or for example the consumption energy resources like your loads, and the consumption or the producer resource like a storage. All of those can work seamlessly on a all AC marketplace, right? Where you can in future treat the way you want to use your energy. Let's say on only two factors. One is quality of service. How much of quality am I getting? And the second one is cost. So based on cost and quality, I could choose to use power from the grid, power from solar, power from storage, or an external generator, or anything else. And you could lead your loads to be controlled as well through this all AC marketplace. That is the future of ensemble and the future of Enphase. And I think being part of this future is extremely interesting and important, because sooner or later we are heading there. And it's better we have the right type of distribution architecture which takes us there. So I think that's all I had. Back to you, Amit.
Thank you so much, Harsha, for your lovely enterprising presentation. And thank you to all our speakers also who presented now. So we had a lovely, knowledgeable round of presentations, and the response has been overwhelming. And I see a number of questions which have come across. I will try and take few questions within the permissible time. I think we're already running out of time, but yes, we'll try and take a few questions. I would also request all our attendees to spend a minute of your time on the poll questions at the end of the program, and stand a chance to win gift vouchers. So my first question, is for Sunil ji. Sunil ji, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, Sunil ji, when is the Make in India microinverter shipment expected in India for Indian installers by Enphase?
Well, we are working on qualifying that product. Right now, the plant produces only for the export market. And I think my best guess will be sometime in the last quarter, which is the October to December quarter, by end of the year.
All right. Thank you, Sunil ji. So Manoj, for you, is Enphase Microinverter BIS certified?
Yes, it is. It was certified in the month of January.
All right, thank you. So Manoj, do you also impart training for installations?
Of course. So this is actually something installers can greatly benefit. We have a end-to-end installation and commission and training running bi-weekly by the FA members. So we're seeing phenomenal participation in this. So it actually helped us to minimize the installation related errors, and we have very less support requests are coming today.
Great. Thank you, Manoj. Harsha, I have a question for you. What is the range of Envoy and how many microinverters can be connected to one Envoy?
Yeah, it's a good question. See, typically in India, we've seen that the Envoy is slated to work for around 400 micros. And typically you would specify the distance, that's around 50 meters. It does not mean it will not work beyond that, but that's the range which we specify currently.
All right. Thanks. So Manoj, there's another question for you. When can we expect the IQ8D microinverters and storage solutions? And do we need to change microinverters for Enphase batteries?
So it is at the moment is expected to be launched in the first quarter of next year. And it's going to be seamless integration with the IQ7 Plus and IQ7A microinverter systems which we have today. They just have to add a switch and undercome power switch and batteries.
Harsha, would you like to throw some more light onto it?
Yeah, I think the talking about Encharge. See, Encharge is part of our ensemble system, and it uses the same IQ8 technology where you have the microinverters inside the battery. And currently the Encharge is available in the US. So it'll be around a year's time frame for us to have the product here.
Okay. Great. Thanks, Harsha. Thanks, Manoj. Vinod, there's a question for you. What's the standard warranty and how many years can we extend the same for?
So the standard warranty in India for Enphase microinverters is 10 years. And we have three extensions, which is 10 to 15, 10 to 20, and 10 to 25. So those are the three extensions. And 10 to 15 is very, very minimal kind of a value. It's only about rupee 1 per watt. So it's very easy for installers to upgrade the customers to a 15-year kind of a warranty, which none of other players in India are providing at this point of time. The standard is 10 years. Yeah.
Standard is 10 years. All right. So Manoj, another question. Sorry, Vinod, another question for you. Is Enlighten software free or there is cost attached to it?
No, it's absolutely free for 25 years, the software, both for the user as well as for the installer. So there is no hidden cost or something like that for the Enlighten software.
And so what is the maximum panel size up to which we can use microinverters? Vinod.
We have two models of microinverters in India, which is IQ7 Plus and IQ7A. And IQ7 Plus can be paired up to 400 watt peak of modules, and IQ7A can be paired up to 500 watt peak of modules.
All right. Thanks, Vinod. So I have a question from Manoj, and this is by Mr. Rajendra from Cosmic Vault. So the question is, do you provide financial support for the microinverter users who opt for more than 10 kilowatt or 10 kilowatt to 15 kilowatt, as it will be a huge expenditure for investing as individual party?
We are actually looking at options. How do we offer a financial package through our installers? So this is in our line of things. So we will definitely get in touch with the Mr. Rajendra. We will take it forward.
All right, fine. So thank you so much, Manoj. Unfortunately, that's all the time what we have for today, and I would like to thank all our speakers for that matters. I would request all our attendees that there'll be a poll question which will be shot on your screen right now. You will see that there's a poll tab, And I would request you to please answer the questions in the poll, take a survey of the same, and stand a chance of winning the gift vouchers as well. I would like to congratulate and thank Team Enphase, especially Dave. Dave for sharing such a nice video with us, and we look forward to have him over here next time. Thanks to Sunil ji, Vinod ji, Manoj ji, and Harsha for the informative presentations. I thank all our attendees who joined us from Pan India for the webinar RE Master Talks powered by Enphase. And I hope you enjoyed the enriching educative presentations. So since the survey is still there on your screen right now, please take part in it, and please make the best of it. Last but not the least, the expo is open till 6 p.m. So I would request all the attendees to go and visit the Enphase booth and make the best of it, please. So thank you so much once again for being part of the webinar. And this is Amit signing off. See you at the next webinar. Goodbye. The survey stands onto your screen for another couple of seconds. Please make good use of it and visit the Enphase booth as well. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Amit.
Thank you.
And thank you, participants.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.